All right, we got all the Harbor Freight hot deals from now through Christmas till the end of the year. Let's jump into it. First off, let's talk about, we got to do a recap, the 12 days of deals. We've done two videos on this already because we had the first list and then it looked like they were changing the list. Then it turned out they were adding to the list and now they've added again. So today's deal actually got a bonus with the Hercules miter saw stand that I've had for years. Full disclosure, Harbor Freight sent it over so you could take it for a grade of sand, what I say with it. But I got to say, it's a fantastic stand. I will be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this stand for just home shops. Now, maybe the way you set it up, the way you work, it's going to work for you. For me, I don't like the legs sticking way out. If you're on a job site or irregular, surfaces, or if you take your saw outside a bunch, I totally get it. For me, I prefer a dedicated saw stand, saw station for it. But everyone has their different workflow. But at this price, $94.99. Wow. In fact, let me get my face out of the picture there so you can actually see the whole thing here. There we go. Get my mug out of there. So $94.99. That's $95. That is a sweetheart of a price on that. And of course, we got the tarps as well. We talked about that one before. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I should show you, though, the quick recap of what we've seen. We've seen all this. We saw the welding carts came back. We thought those might be going away. Then we said, no, maybe they're coming back. The grinder is tomorrow. That's the Hercules grinder. 11 amp, 4.5 inch paddle switch. Great grinder there for $35, 50% off. Then we got the, on the 8th, or sorry, December 19th, the 8th day of deals. There's going to be another double deals, 9, 10, 11, and then 12 ending on the 23rd. All right, let's get into the coupons. These just started recently here. Let me, there we go. We kind of moved. December 16th, that started yesterday, through the 29th, okay? Not till the end of the month. All right, and I do want to say this. I did get, this is going to be a difficult one. I did get a piece of gossip. Don't know how true it is. Somebody overheard someone saying that there was going to be a 30% off sale the weekend before Christmas. Now, I don't see them doing, they just did a 20% off. I would be stunned if they came back and said, hey, let's do a 30% off. My guess, it's going to be like one of those 30% off everything under 20, which is a great way to stock up on all the stuff you need. There's a lot of great tools and supplies under 20 bucks, and 30% off is a killer deal. But just put a little note, pin it on that this coming weekend here that there might be a 30% off sale. All right, I'm not going to do a separate video on it. That's just for you. I might do a video like come Friday if they announce it. But anyway, that's the way we're looking at right now. So let's get back into these coupons, all right? So we're going to zip through them. I'm only going to highlight the stuff that really jumps out at me. I will say the Merlin air accessories coupons, great deals on those. The 20-gallon compressor for $200. Remember, I have this rule, like I wouldn't recommend the 8-gallon compressor. I just don't think it does enough. I'd rather get one of the super quiet 2-gallon compressors. It can fill up car tires. It can do all the basic stuff. It can run an air duster and stuff like that. You don't really need a big compressor for that. What you need a big compressor for is running a paint gun or running, serious air tools. And at that, 20 gallons is going to be, honestly, it's going to be the bare minimum there. Bare minimum. But anyway, this Merlin stuff, Merlin here. We got Merlin accessories over here. $10 off of up to 50. 50% off when you spend $10, 50 or more, 15% off 75 or more. All right, let's go on through the automotive stuff. Yada, yada, yada. 25% off the hydraulic jack. This is the 12-ton. We saw the 20-ton in the days of deals. This is if you want something a little bit smaller. It's a nice deal. 30% off on the dollies there. Let's keep going. This is a serious jack right here. This is the 12-ton bottle jack, just like the other one, but it runs off your air compressor. So you can hook your air compressor up and zip, you got it. It's done. I've seen people mod the tool press to use this thing. So I don't know if you want to do that, but I'm just saying, throwing it out there. Inspection camera for $59. It's decent. Here's my take on this. Like I showed in Deals of the Week yesterday, big color screen, 4.5 inch. I think it's a better setup than the Centec for $60. Let's see what else we got here. Of course, the shock off-road lights, road shock off-road lights, those things are fantastic there. The icon for professional diagnostics, or like you can be a serious pro and buy it. I'm not going to stop you. I don't think they'll card you, see whether you're a pro or not, but you know, you could probably get by with it. Let's see here. You know, that trailer's coming out. This thing's going to be a huge ad for that trailer. Any kind of, like, you've got a utility trailer, getting one of these utility boxes is just so nice to be able to lock up. You can put all your gear in there, all your ratcheting straps, all your blocks, everything goes right in there, locks up. That it's almost a must-have for any kind of utility trailer. Let's keep going. The floodlight bar, I guess, kind of nice. The Hallmaster. If you don't if you don't have a big pickup truck to carry stuff in, I see people traveling on the highways with these things all the time. I was thinking about getting one for my SUV. I might pick one up. At $100, it seems like a fairly good deal on that one. Let's talk about generators and pumps. Looks like it's mostly pumps here. The Drummond, I've heard a lot of great things from people about the Drummond. I haven't tested this. I have this one. Harbor Freight sent to me. It does the job. It does do the work. It is a super high-pitched, irritating whine, but all these little pumps are going to do that. Let's see here. What else? Anything else? Nothing jumping out at me. Da-da-da-da-da. Decent little beginner screwdriver set. I mean, if you're really on a budget or you're trying to get somebody, maybe a kid who wants to start his own tool set or something like that, it's not terrible. There are some terrible screwdrivers at Harbor Freight. These are not terrible. Nice little panel, you know, wrenches. Again, starter kind of stuff. Nice diag cutters. Just everyday DIY diag cutters. The breaker bar. This is the 1/2-inch drive Icon Professional with the, you know, full chrome, no padded handle. Not my favorite thing. I'd probably prefer the Pittsburgh one. But if you want the Icon, $32. The Quinn, this is a decent torque wrench right here for $50. The Icon hammers, you can't. Those are great. Just you can't complain about those at that price. You had a terrible pickup tool. There's better pickup tools on Amazon. Nice little light. Let's see here. Anything else here? These Union safes. You know, people give these things a lot of grief. They're not truly a safe. They're not going to keep some cat burglar out or something like that. But if you bolt them down, they keep sticky fingers from grabbing stuff. They keep kids away from stuff. All right, you're sure the lock-picking lawyer can get in it in 30 seconds. Newsflash, you're not the lock-picking lawyer, and he is not going to break into your house. So get a grip on that stuff. Vanguard extension cord, 16 3-gauge, 16 gauge by 3 outlet is what that means. $8 on that, not bad. Hardy gloves. If you're looking for gloves, I can't go wrong with the Hardy. I've tried a bunch of the Hardy gloves. Never had a problem with any of them. Absolutely love them, actually. These are the fingerless there, so you can actually freeze off your outer digits and keep the rest of your mitts warm. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know. Anyway, Portland pressure washer, that's an okay price. We've seen that sale price before. The log splitter, a lot of people looking for log splitters at this time. I'm going to say this right now. I have not tested, I'll be honest, I have not personally tested the electric log splitters. Other than the Ryobi, which uses this wheel, this momentum wheel to get up and build up the kinetic energy for the real push for it. I have not heard from a lot of people who've had electric log splitters that they were really happy with. Now, what I don't know is, I don't know if they were trying to overdo them, if they were trying to do huge logs on a little log splitter. If you've used the electric log splitters, I would like to know from you down in the comments what you think about them. Maybe I'll have to pick one up. We'll see. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to know, I'm not sitting here endorsing them. I've heard from a couple people who said they got them and they liked them, but I've heard from a bunch of other people who said they're just underpowered. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back. The propane, that's a nice one for getting rid of weeds and whatnot, and maybe a nuisance neighbors. You can get rid of a lot of stuff with that thing. The heater, the Bauer heater here. This is, I've seen this. They pulled it off the market. They had to readjust something with one of the trigger or something on it. It's back. $3,000 to $6,000. I've got what's the Mr. Heater or something like that, the big one that, anyway, it does a great job. I paid way more than $85 for mine, and this is essentially the same thing, so I'd be happy with that. We got the 10-inch miter saw. I'm not a fan of that. Not a great price, honestly. This one, for $65 for a home gamer, you're just going to take tires and stuff off, do some basic exterior kind of work. It's not going to be doing, you know, super heavy duty work, but it's not really designed for that. And $65, it'll be okay. The Bauer rotary hammer at $77. That's a solid price. The angle, this is a 15 amp, 7-inch trigger grip angle grinder. This is a big boy. It's only 11% off though. This one's 14% off. they're decent. I mean, this does seem like a nice price, but you know, again, we just had that 20%. There'll probably be another 20% around. I don't know. It's if you really need it, I'd go ahead and grab it. But there might if you're thinking like I might need it in the future, I wouldn't say this is a buy it now kind of price. Let's see. I've given this rotary thing enough grief. I won't talk about that. The belt sander, 16% off, 30%, 36% off the band file belt sander here. That's the little needle kind of belt sander. If you're looking for that, that's a good price on that. All right, remember that shop press I was just talking about? Well, there it is, 30% off. This is a solid piece of equipment. They recently updated it. It was just a minor change. But that said, I see this everywhere. Any shop I go to, almost everyone has this one. Pros to amateurs, everyone uses it. It's good enough for them. It's good enough for you. And at $220, that seems like a fair price. Get that air bottle jack and do the mod on that, and then you got yourself a real piece of equipment. The Icon chair for $80, so much better than the old Pittsburgh chair. That's a really big, comfy kind of chair. 4 colors on that one. $35 off. The little vac. I will say this: the Central Machinery, the parts cleaner here. Yeah, ultrasonic parts cleaners. If you haven't tried an ultrasonic parts cleaner, you really should give it a try. It really saves your day. It gets in and gets stuff clean. You don't have to get in there with a toothbrush and do all that kind of meticulous cleaning. The Icon Off-Road Creeper for $110. That's $30 off on that. Let's see here. This is the gear-driven stand. I don't think I've seen a sale before specifically for that. Maybe I missed it. $30 off. Not a ton, but that thing is seriously. It's got an actual gear drive on the end of it for rotating the engine once you get it off. That's a pretty nice piece of equipment there. Let's keep going here. We got the top of the U.S. General there for $220. Apache cases. Anytime you see the Apache cases on sale, it's probably a good deal. The Bauer case there for $30. They're solid. Not my favorite modular box, but for some one-off stuff here and there, it's probably a pretty good deal on that. There's the what do you call it? The milk crate, as I call them, for that case there. The wire rack. This $9. That's only 10% off. I don't think that's a solid deal on that one. There's the welder there for $130. I gotta tell you, I love the titanium welders. I think they're great, but Yes Welder continually beats that price on the basic flux core welder. So I'm gonna say go over to Amazon, look for the Yes Welder flux core. Check that out. If you can get it for less than that, get that. If you're looking to pick it up, this is a great little welder. Great little learning welder. Anybody can weld with this. Literally, I think my dog could lay down a good beam with that, stacking some dimes, if you know what I mean. Anyway, cracking myself up. We got the cement mixer. This is the new one there for $329 with the poly shell. Makes it easier to clean out. Doesn't get dents and scratches and rust on you. Let's see here. Nice welder helmet here for $80 there. That's $30 off. Of course, the clamps. But you know what? At 14% off, if that 30% off happens this weekend, I'd save up and buy those. So hold off on that. I wouldn't pull the trigger on that so quick. The multi-process welder, $70 off. That's basically a little less than 10% though, isn't it? 10% would be $80 off. All right, let's see. So that's it for the coupons through the end of the year. Not a ton of great deals, but some solid ones in there. Now let's take a look at the stuff if you're inside track, because of course you're inside track, right? I mean, we talk about this. So let's keep going through the inside track. We got the U.S. General. This is kind of a standard sale price, but if you're waiting for it, there you go. There's your sale price on it in all the colors, including the plum crazy purple. We've got the U.S. This is something unique. You don't see this sale very often. We've got the U.S. General End Locker Series 3 in all the colors there. That is, if you've been looking to put an end locker on, saving $100. I'm not angry at that price. All right, let's keep going. We got the 4-drawer cart. It's not the 5-drawer. Honestly, I prefer the 4-drawer. They're a little lighter, a little smaller. I don't need that one big drawer and the 2 ones off to the side. I like this cart. $150, solid price on that one. We got another Apache case. You got to love the Apache cases here. For the 4800, this is a good mid-size kind of case. Not sure what you'd store it in. I mean, if I could just think of something that these cases would be good for, that I could put all my, if there was just something there I could think of. I don't know. Anyway, if you got an idea what you could put in this case, don't put it down in the comments. You know how YouTube reacts to those kind of things. Anyway, the Bauer impact wrench. Now, you got to bring your own battery here if you're already in the Bauer line. This is a high torque impact wrench. welcome to the game, man. You don't have to buy into the super phone. You're gonna be quiet. I'm gonna take that. Anyway, hopefully I'll keep him quiet for a minute. Who's blowing up my phone? My wife probably. Anyway, if you're in the Bauer line and you want to get into just doing some real automotive work, this is a serious impact wrench. It brings all the beans. It's $90 on sale. That is just a ridiculous price for that much power. I recommend 4 amp hour or higher battery. If you've been waiting for the Icon knife here, $30. That's the price. D2 steel. It's got the, the curve on it. It's one of those things you either love it or hate it kind of thing. Great flipper on this thing. For $30, it's hard to argue with the quality of that knife. I know someone will still manage to come out and say it. So this was listed on sale, but I'm not seeing sale prices on it. They're great. Oh, here we go. It's the 3-inch drive. This is a must pickup at this price. Oh my gosh. $80. Now, granted, if you can get a 25% off sale or 20% off sale, this is basically a 20% off, but you can get the 25, I don't know. I think this is a grab it now because they're probably going to be hard to find after Christmas because this is such a great gift idea. This is their metric master socket set here, 72 piece. Sorry, metric and SAE. I don't know why I left SAE out. I just don't think about SAE. But anyway, I have the set. Granted, Harbor Freight did send them all to me, but I got to tell you, if you're looking to just one and done it, these metric sets from Quinn, or not metric, I'm sorry, the master sets from Quinn, the 1/2 inch, the 1/4 inch, and the 3/8, they're fantastic. Now, people may argue Tecton this or Cobalt that. There's a lot of argument. I still think, and I did the math, and I proved it in my video I did on this, I still think these are a better deal, especially at that sale price. All right, we got the Bauer 6-inch bench grinder with LED lights. It's not a big 8-inch. It's not a variable speed. If you want those, you know who you are and you know what you're going to have to spend to get that. But for just the average Joe, just needs a bench grinder for sharpening some stuff, doing some work in the shop, at $40. That's a heck of a deal. That's a heck of a piece of equipment for $40 to get a benchtop piece of equipment like that. All right, then we talked about the Bauer. This is the Hercules Ultra Torque 3/4. That's not 3/8. It's not 1/2 inch. It's the 3/4. Not quite the 1 inch. Maybe one day we'll see the 1 inch on this, but delivers up to 1,650 foot-pounds of breakaway torque, up to 1,100 pounds of fastening, 4 modes of operation. Again, you're going to want a bigger battery with this. This is an absolute beast, and you're not going to get anything close to this at $180. All right, let's keep going here. Here's the Pittsburgh Pro. This is my go-to. I actually took a phone call when the Icon team was setting stuff up, and they probably still hate me for this. And they're like, we're coming out with this Icon breaker bar, and they told me the price. And I'm like, why would I buy that when I could buy the Pittsburgh? They're like, well, this is more robust. I'm like, I've used the Pittsburgh for years. It works great. They're like, yeah, but if you're in a professional setting, the Pittsburgh one, maybe it could break. I'm like, oh, gee, if only it came with a lifetime warranty. Now it used to be $15. It's $17. You know who to thank for that. Anyway, it's still at $17. This is a must-have. I know pros who use this all the time. If you're a DIYer up to a value pro, this is the breaker bar for you. It's just a no-brainer kind of choice. All right, let's get back to them. Let's see what else we got. The Vulcan 250 industrial welder, 120 240 output. This is a MIG Max welder here. If Vulcan it's a serious welder, folks. And a lot of people they turned their nose up when they came out, and they've all come around. Everybody's been using these things. They're fantastic. Was it saving $100 on this, taking it down to $779, $780, call it what it is. All right, then we got this one. This is kind of one of these weird ones. It's a 7 1/4 single bevel compound miter saw. For small craft kind of stuff, it's a no-brainer. But also maybe as a secondary setup in the shop for cutting small things, maybe cutting for PVC. I don't know what the blade speed on this thing is, but if it's low enough, you could set it up for metal cutting, get one of those Diablo saws. You have to do some research into it. Let me look at the specs on it, see real quick what it says the speed on 5200 RPMs. I think that's too fast for doing metal. I think the Diablo blades are like 3,500 speed or less. But check the blade. The speed is always on the blade, and the blade's, the most important thing. So if this isn't going low enough, then don't do it for that. But there's a lot of other great uses at 80 bucks you could do with this. And then last, I just want to touch base on some of the clearance items because there's some shocking clearance items. Remember the yellow batteries that I hate? They're going away. The new the new Thunderbolt stuff, they're decent quality kind of stuff. We got the hose reels going away. The Bauer impacts, of course, going away because they got the new brushless impacts. Those weird knee pads, those are going away. This light, the one that blinds everybody, great little camping light, honestly. Surprised that's going away. Maybe they're going to redo it. We got more of the yellow batteries. The sextant. Oh my gosh. If you've been wanting to grab a sextant, now is the time apparently to do it because you're not going to find one for cheaper than $15. I will never understand why Harbor Freight had a sextant, but I don't think it's probably going to come back. I don't think we're going to see it come back as the Bauer sextant or something like that. Let's see, we got some other Bauer products. The Bauer one-hand inflator, that's going away. The diamond grit hole. I think this is probably going to get an upgrade and come back. This one's already been replaced, so that's just going to go away. It's not a bad tool. It's not as good as the new one, though. Let's see, anything else that's shocking here? I don't know. You could pause the video here if there's something we're missing that you want to see. Anyway, that's it. Let's do this. Let's come back up here and let's sort by highest price to see if anything jumps out, anything cool here. So the EcoFlow, well, we know why those are going away because Harbor Freight's coming out with their own power stations. The Vulcan Pro TIG is going away. The bandsaw, they're coming out with a Bauer version of the bandsaw. The new trailer's coming out January 1st, so we know about that. I already heard they're going to be doing an updated version of this, so that's why that's going away. This oh my gosh, every time I see one of these, all I can think of are pinched fingers, and they just terrify me. You got to be a real artisan to use that. I'm stunned that they have an English wheel kit. Don't know if it's going to be coming back. Can't imagine there's a ton of people out there buying English wheels. Let's see here, what else? The nailers, those are getting replaced, of course. The Yukon, I have a feeling the Yukon cabinets might be going away. They've always been a pain in the backside for Harbor Freight because they're basically sheet metal boxes and they're really easy to get damaged in shipping. And that's been the biggest thing for them, is them getting like 20% of the ones they get in are damaged. And it's just a real hassle for them. Back and forth, back and forth. The Pittsburgh 3-ton with rapid pump, that's going away. That's interesting. Of course, that's going to be the Atlas string trimmer. I wonder what's going to come with this. They must be coming out with a new model for it. That'll be interesting to see what they come out with. Anything else? Anyway, it looks like mostly this one, even though this seems like a great deal and I really kind of want one, they've had real issues with the chucks breaking. So I can't really recommend it even on clearance. I guess if you get it cheap enough, if it's virtually free, then, take a shot at it, right? All right, anyway, that's it. That looks like that's all the deals we got for you, covering you through all the deals through the end of the year. Not a ton of great deals, but there are a few gems in there. Let me know what you think the best deals were down in the comments. Until then, you all have a very Merry Christmas. Take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.